What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and today we are talking about maximizing your profitability from professions by shuffling for Artisan's Acuity. Now, Artisan's Acuity is a valuable resource slash material that is used in, for example, making blue profession equipment and also buying profession books for knowledge points. It is basically a material that you get from your weekly activities that is very beneficial to your professions, whether you are doing farming or crafting. They will help you either way. Now, today I went through a little bit of a shuffle to get myself full blue tools on my skinning character. So we got about, I had the skinning knife already, but I got the other two, which was 600 Acuity that I had to grind, and I also got enough to buy the final book. So if we go to weekly knowledge, we can take a look at my skinning. We now have 13 out of 13 uniques, which means I have bought every single book, grabbed every single treasure, basically done everything that I can for skinning at this point. So I have 165 knowledge points in skinning, and we have 3 blue tools, or I guess 1 blue tool and 2 blue accessories. And today I want to talk about a really easy way to do some profession shuffling for Artisan's Acuity. And a lot of people know how to do shuffling by now. You have, for example, in engineering, you can do a lot of shuffling by learning recipes, by doing the hastily scrolled notes that you get from just pilfering through parts, and then learning those recipes, and then get Artisan's Acuity that way. You also have enchanting, which has the everlasting enchantments and the costumes you can make from that, and you have inscription. Basically, any recipe you learn that is not directly taught by the trainer will then give you Acuity. That being said, we now have access to something even better than that, which is catch-up mechanics. So we have a weekly knowledge cap for knowledge points. If you have skinning, for example, you get, I think it's 9 knowledge points every single week by just skinning in the open world, and the same thing goes for herbalism plus mining. I think that's 8 or 9 as well every single week, and for enchanting you also have 9 every single week. That being said, if you skip a week, there's a catch-up mechanic, so if you start in week 2, you can get all of week 1 plus week 2 for all of those professions, which means if you have not done any enchanting until now, you can basically get 70 knowledge points really easily and really fast. So that is what I did today. I only did enchanting and got myself 600 Artisan's Acuity for about 50,000 gold. So 50,000 gold spent, give or take, maybe even less as well actually. So less than 50,000 gold and you get 600 Artisan's Acuity, which is enough to make 2 blue tools or 2 blue accessories, or even buy yourself the profession books if you're still missing those. And believe me, if you have skinning, these tools absolutely matter, and buying all the books absolutely matter as well, and especially if you have herbalism plus mining, because in that case you need to have all of the books and all of the 3 tools and accessories for both professions to be fully operational and make the most gold per hour you can. So doing a shuffle like this will be so beneficial, especially to you farmers out there, but also for crafters. I would probably not do this on my concentration characters, but if you have a mass crafter that you're crafting on all the time and you still don't have all the tools and accessories, now is the time to get those. So we have done a little bit of a long intro now, but I wanted to talk about what we're doing here real quick and dive deeper into it, which is what we're doing now. So the essence of what we're doing is taking advantage of weekly knowledge points catch-up mechanics and getting a bunch of knowledge points for it. Now I'm going to be showing myself doing this in the background so you can see exactly how much we get and how we do it as well. And while I'm just showing that in the background, let's just talk about what you have to do from the start to actually set this up, to start, well, getting the catch-up mechanic. Because for a long time, people didn't fully understand how you unlocked these weekly items, because I could disenchant 1 item and instantly get the catch-up item, or even get 10 of them in a row on character 1, and then character 2 got none of them for a long time, and it turns out you have to do some steps to actually unlock this that we have found out now. So the steps look like this, and we'll go through this in the order of which you have to do them. So number 1, if you're doing this from the start and you're wanting to get this shuffle done, It's a step-by-step. So step number 1 is to get to skill 25 in enchanting. That is the first step. Step number 2 is to do the weekly quest, and that is why you want to be 25 to unlock the weekly quest. Now do that weekly quest and then move on to step number 3. For step number 3, you grab the weekly treasures, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically just grabbing any treasure in the open world can give you 2 knowledge point items every single week. I have several videos on that topic as well, showing you where you can farm them. For example, the dust farming in SKYROCKET from a really recent video of mine is a good place to farm that. You can get that done in like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, if not even less. After that, do your weekly disenchants, so disenchant some items, like get 9 knowledge points from your weeklies, and after that, any subsequent catch-up, any subsequent disenchant you do will give you a catch-up mechanic. Now, as you can see from me here, I've been getting 1 catch-up mechanic item from every single disenchant, and that is because I'm disenchanting an epic item every single time. So basically, epic items will always give you these items, whether that's your weekly disenchanting item or the catch-up mechanic items. Disenchanting epic items have a guaranteed drop chance. Now, it's basically like uncommons have a decent drop chance, rares drop them even more often, and then epic has a guaranteed drop chance. If I had to give any drop chance percentages, I'm guessing green is 10% and blue is 30%, and then epic is 100%. So at the moment we are sitting on 125 Acuity in our bags, so we have 125, that is our starting point, and we're now going to be opening all of the materials we got from disenchanting, including the weekly items and also the catch-up items. And I'm just going to skip ahead here, or just, actually we're going to sort of watch the entire thing so you know there's no editing or anything involved, but we should end up on around 500, so plus 400 Acuity, give or take, only from doing the weeklies and the catch-up mechanics. Now, it is worth noting, I didn't do all of my catch-up this week. I only sent myself X amount of epic items, and as you can see, we got 1 catch-up item every single time, so we didn't really hit the cap. I got 65 catch-up items, and I believe the cap this week is 70 or 72, somewhere in that range, so I was really close, but I could have like gotten a couple more items if I really wanted to, but I already maxed out my skinning, so I got enough Acuity for everything that I needed. We ended up getting 495 at the end, so that is 370 Acuity that we got from disenchanting items only. 370 Acuity, only from that. And then, here's the thing. If you're doing this from scratch, you also get, like what I'm doing now is speccing in a way to learn as many different recipes as possible, and then crafting all of them once, and I also max out the middle one all the way down for concentration crafting, just to make some more gold at the same time, but I'm trying to just craft everything once, to once again get more Acuity at the same time as well, to, well, get more Acuity, and then spending concentration to actually make gold from this as well. So even though I spent 50,000 gold or somewhere in that range, I made some gold back from spending my enchanting concentration, which I'm not going to spend on anything else anyway, so might as well make some gold while I'm here anyway. Now, in addition to all of this, you also get a bunch of knowledge points in enchanting from speccing into everlasting enchantments and learning those glamour recipes, and I can just go to my game right now to showcase that as well. So when you are doing enchanting for the first time and you start spending knowledge points, it is quite important that you spend your first knowledge points by doing 5 points into ephemeral enrichments and equipment to unlock this one right here, which is called Deceptive Decorations. You don't have to max this one out, by the way, but spending 15 points here will give you a bunch of additional recipes. All the way down here, all of these gleeful recipes will count as a Artisan Security recipe, because they're not technically taught to you by the trainer, you learn them from your knowledge points. So all of these will give you 5 Acuity each, and there are so many of them. I believe you get about 110 Acuity from doing this alone. So 110 Acuity from that, 370 Acuity from the weekly catch-up mechanic, and the amount of KP you get there will increase every single week. So if you're watching this video 2 weeks from now, you get even more knowledge points, 1 week from now, even more knowledge points, 2 months from now, even more knowledge points. You understand, the catch-up mechanics basically scale every single week, so the later you watch this, the better it is for you in terms of how many knowledge points you actually get. And that way you can catch up really fast, you can get your rare equipment really fast, even your epic enchanting rod really fast, and buy all of the books for your professions as well. Basically just get a bunch of Artisan Acuity, which is really important for making gold, whether it's crafting or farming. It's really important. So once again, we're going to go through a step by step from start to finish and kind of include a step 1.2. So step 1 is skill 25 in enchanting. Step 1.2 is that when you get to skill 25, you get the access to unlock a specialization, and once again I would go for this specialization right here and start doing these enchants right here to get some more Acuity at the same time. So when you get to 25 skill points, pick ephemerals, enrichments and equipment, start making deceptive decorations, do all of them once to skill up a bit and also get the knowledge points while doing so, and you get knowledge points and you get Acuity at the same time when crafting those for the first time craft bonus. And after that you repeat this and you go to step number 2, which is doing your weekly quest, literally just a hand-in quest, super easy. Step number 3, grab the weekly treasures. Step number 4, start disenchanting, and step number 5, keep disenchanting. Step number 6, profit. That's basically it. And remember that you can also do your crafting orders, so you can do patron crafting orders for enchanting as well, and they actually give you Acuity. They give you quite a lot of Acuity, typically between 40 and 60 Acuity every single time, so definitely worth it doing for that little bit of extra bonus from the crafting orders as well. Overall, you should really comfortably expect to get 500 Acuity from this shuffle for less than 50,000 gold, maybe even 600 Acuity, between 500 and 600, and it takes you less than half an hour to do and less than 50,000 gold. It is super simple, super valuable, and once again that Acuity is so valuable as well. Now, I feel like this video is really valuable for me to make and share with you guys, because I've gotten so many questions about how do you make gold in the War Within, because when people start and they have what I call a bare bones setup, where they have just set up their professions, they have full green tools, and they have bought a couple of books, and they think, now I'm ready to go. Well, in reality, you kind of have to do a little bit more than that. In herbalism and mining as well, sure, having a bare bones setup is nice and it works, but you're capped at making like 30 to 40,000 gold per hour. Meanwhile, a person that has gone through the shuffle that I just talked about and have bought all of the books and has all of the tools, they are making over 70,000 gold per hour, almost double. Even today, I did the skinning thing myself and I tested the gold per hour increase. I made 10,000 gold more per hour by getting 2 more blue items and 1 more book. So 2 blue items plus 1 book was 10,000 more gold per hour than I got previously. And sure, the prices might have changed, but how much they change in like 2 hours? Probably nothing, to be fair. So definitely an increase in the gold per hour. And if it's a 10,000 gold per hour increase, then 5 hours of farming, I literally get my gold back, and then we just start making profit. And in herbalism plus mining, the profitability is even bigger and even better. So yeah, it's just absolutely worth doing for those professions alone. And I understand not everyone wants to do the full Acuity shuffle, because that's like 300 to 400,000 gold and takes like 4 to 5 to 6 hours to do, but this small shuffle right here gives you an edge. It's super simple, super fast, and super affordable, so I wanted to share that. Either way, that's the video. If you want to know more about gold making and talk more about shuffling, then definitely check out my War Within Goldmaking Guide through the link in the pinned comment, where you also get access to a gold making Discord Discord community where we talk even more about gold making. I share more tips and tricks, and you get early access to videos, like this one for example. You would have had early access to this video, and we also have exclusive videos over there as well as just exclusive content. I usually share posts in that Discord server that I don't make videos on, so you get more content from me, you get earlier content, you get earlier access to content, and it's just a good Discord to be a part of. You can also read the reviews of the guide on the page, or on the link down below, so you can check what people have to say about the guide. You don't have to take my word for it, but I believe if you want to make gold in the War Within, it's a good guide to have, and the Discord is a good place to be. Either way, that's the video, so if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in the next video very soon.